You are looking at what's left of Fort Worth's big mid-century promise. A municipal incinerator that blazed for only a heartbeat, then fell silent, leaving nothing but red brick, 2 towering smokestacks, and decades of graffiti to tell the story. Back in the booming 1950s, the city's trash problem was outgrowing its landfills. Fort Worth hired Wyatt C. Hedrick, the prolific architect-engineer behind the TNP station and whole swaths of the TCU campus, to design a state-of-the-art waste-to-ash furnace on Echo Lake, just southeast of downtown. Hedrick answered with a bunker-like brick cube anchored by twin 180-foot stacks that could, in theory, swallow 200 tons of trash a day. City crews fired up the burners sometime around 1958. For a brief window, the plant chewed through trash as advertised, converting Fort Worth's garbage into smoke. But the operation barely lasted 3 years. In the early 1960s, the federal government tightened air pollution standards, the first rumblings of what would later become the EPA's Clean Air Act era. Retrofitting the stats with scrubbers would cost more than the city had spent to build the place, so officials simply flicked the breakers, locked the gates, and walked away. The furnaces have been stone cold ever since. Left unsecured, the hulking shell morphed into a magnet for taggers, photographers, squatters, coy teenagers, and the occasional daredevil. Over the years, rumors piled up alongside the rubble. Drug deals, midnight raves, even fatal falls, including a teen who slipped inside one of the chutes a few years ago. Property records bounced from the city to speculative developers. One owner reportedly dreamed of a dinner theater in the 1980s. Another just used it as overflow storage. Nobody had the budget or the environmental permits to actually tear it down. Enter Aaron and Sergio Razzo, a local couple with large ambitions. Their pitch: turn the ruins into everything at once. Art gallery, skate park, tiny home eco-village, urban farm, event venue, you name it. Volunteers showed up with shovels and cement. Crowdfunding pages lit up. There was just one catch. The Razzos didn't own the property. It belonged to longtime refrigeration magnate Jim Dunnigan. When reporters dug in, allegations flew. Missing scrap metal, forged non-profit paperwork, unpaid rental invoices. By spring 2018, Dunnigan had padlocked the gate, and Fort Worth Weekly splashed the headline "Flamed Out" across its front page. The dream burned out faster than the original furnaces. So why hasn't someone scraped it clean or flipped it into luxury lofts? 2 reasons. For one, money. Demolishing 4,000 tons of reinforced concrete, then remediating the ash pits would cost millions, and major environmental red tape. Any redevelopment has to clear soil contamination tests and modern air quality rules, not cheap hoops to jump through for a structure that never made a dime. Until a deep-pocketed visionary shows up, the Echo Lake Incinerator is frozen in limbo, too sturdy to crumble, too toxic to reuse, too expensive to erase. Today, the site is an unofficial museum of street art and urban myth. Photographers chase the morning sun through broken windows. Drone pilots orbit the smokestacks. Metal bands shoot B-roll that makes the place look post-apocalyptic. Trespassing is illegal. The footing is deadly, and yet the building keeps luring storytellers onto the dirt road off Berry Street. Half a century after the flames died, Wyatt Hedrick's brick behemoth still vents its own kind of smoke. Layers of paint, layers of lore, layers of what-ifs. Maybe that's fitting. A city's history isn't just the monuments that worked, it's the costly experiments that didn't. And here, on the edge of Echo Lake, Fort Worth's shortest-lived civic marvel refuses to disappear, standing tall, silent, and stubborn as ever, waiting for the next big idea to either save it or finally put it out of its misery.